Hello, my name is Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training in Japan. We have a phenomenal presentation course called High Impact Presentations. Day one, first part of the day, we start with how to create a great first impression. When we're running the course, we ask the participants, how long does it take you to make a judgment or make an impression about someone? How long does it take you to get a feel for someone? They're talking now, they're down to 2 seconds. It used to be about 6 or 7, but recently it's like 2 seconds on making a judgment about someone based on that first impression. So how vital is that? Are we going to let that first impression be random and just leave it to chance? No, we need to control and craft that first impression so it's a really, really powerful and good one that's going to help us in our business and in our careers. The other section we go into after that is how to increase our credibility. Now, if we're trying to get people to follow us, if we're trying to get people to buy what we're thinking, take on our ideas, adopt our proposals, and we have zero credibility, the chances of actually getting anyone to follow is just about nothing. It's never going to happen. So credibility and gaining willing cooperation, having people come with you, support you, it's very, very tightly interlinked. So how do you increase your credibility? Because particularly as someone who's standing up in front of others or at a meeting presenting to get others to take you seriously, well, we look at that. Another area we're going to look at is how to present complex information. Now, if your audience are all bona fide experts, they're fantastic, they know about this stuff, complex levels, doesn't matter to them, they're fine, well, that's good. But what about if your audience is not a room full of serious experts, or you've got a mixture in the audience of different levels of expertise and competence? How do we actually take something that's very complex to someone who doesn't know a great deal about it and explain it to them? And often we find this in business, we've come up with a solution that may be quite complicated for the client to buy. If they can't understand it, they're not going to buy it. If you've got a proposal in front of your company, you want some funding for a particular project, and it's very complicated and people can't understand it, they're not going to put any money towards that. So complex information on how to get that across, very, very critical. One of the things we're going to look at is how to have greater impact with an audience. Now, we know most presentations we ever listen to are dead boring. And they're boring because the way the person is presenting is boring. Monotone voice, no gestures, no energy, no passion, faces like wood. That's not going to really get the message across. What we're really looking for is impact. We talk about in this course having high impact. So that means really being able to use all the tools at our disposal to be very powerful and very persuasive with our audience. Using our body language, having highs and lows in our voice, having the right gestures at the right time, bringing forth the passion through our facial expression. When we do these things well, then our audience, they become very convinced by what they're seeing. How about using that to motivate others to action? People follow enthusiasm, they follow commitment. If you don't look like you believe it, then trust me, no one's going to believe it. But how do you motivate others to action? How can you convince them to do something that you think is the best for the company or the section? Well, we're going to cover that. That motivation aspect is through your presentation skills. And that's the whole point about why presenting is such a critical business skill today. If you can't get others to come with you, then you're trying to do everything by yourself, and no, not great. One really, really brilliant part of this course is what we call responding to pressure situations. Oh, this part alone makes the whole course worthwhile doing. You know what it's like? You're in the meeting and then in comes that question. Now, actually, it's not a question. It's actually a guided missile from someone who's trying to make you look bad. Maybe you're a potential rival or just some smarty pants. in the audience trying to make you look bad, and they hit you with this really killer question. Or it could be from the seniors in the company. It could be the upper echelon of the board or the senior executives asking a really, really tough question about something that you're doing. And that's when, you start thinking, uh-oh, this is not looking good. What am I going to do? Or it could be a public presentation. When we're presenting, like I am now, I'm in control. I've got the time, I've got the ability of being given the permission to stand up in front of people and talk. But when you get to Q&A, all bets are off. Now it can become a complete street fight if you don't know what you're doing. Because once you say, oh, we're ready for questions, you've got no chance of controlling what the people in the audience are going to ask you, how they're going to ask you. And so this can be very, very disconcerting. If you know what you're doing, you never lose control. From the beginning you start, right through, you never lose control of the situation. And this is why the responding to pressure situation section is so very dynamic. The beauty of this section is we teach you the methodology. So it doesn't matter, any location, any audience, any topic, any time of the day, you are ready to go and you are always in control. This is really a big relief when you know how to do that. And also, we need to have change in companies. If we're doing things the same way all the time, we get the same results. So progress is always change. Yeah, not too many people are signed on for change. They want everybody else to change, but they don't want to change themselves. So how do we inspire people to not only change, but to embrace change as a positive? How can we be persuasive and convincing to help people make those changes that are required to take the organisation forward, to take our section's results up, to improve the quality of what we're doing, to be more valuable to our client base? That is not easy. People resist and they are reluctant to change, and you try to sort of drag the whole organisation with you. Wouldn't it be better if we could get people to say, yes, I want to be part of this. I want to be part of this project. I want to do this. This sounds great. Yes, I believe in that. And so that's another section where we cover in this 2 days, 2 instructors, high impact presentations course. So we do this course in Japanese or in English. In fact, today, in a few minutes, we're going to kick off and do 2 days in Japanese of high impact presentations. And we're going to have 12 participants. We only take 12, maximum of 12. And we're going to see them go over 2 days from here when they come in to right up here when they finish, because they can see themselves on video, they can see their own progress. We have one instructor in the main room instructing, coaching, and we have one in the review room, again, instructing and coaching. So even though it's 12 people, the way it works is we're always one-on-one. You're in the main room, you're up presenting, you're being coached as you do it. It finishes, you go into the review room, show yourself on the big screen there. Now the second instructor and you are reviewing and you're getting coached on what you're doing. And by being able to see it yourself with expert coaching, now I see how that looks. Oh, yeah, I thought it looked like this, but actually it looked like that. Or, oh yeah, I got some coaching and I changed what I was doing and wow, that looks so much better. This is great. So let me invite you. 2 days, 2 instructors, high impact presentations. You want it in Japanese, you want it in English, no problem. We can bring this in-house to your company. We have public courses. Today, next 2 days, it's going to be public courses running. So very, very flexible, very, very easy to join. This is one of the key business skills. Once you master this, your confidence, your ability, your impact all go right up. And isn't that what we'd like in our careers? Join us, Dale Carnegie Training Japan, for high impact presentations. Look forward to welcoming you to our class. By the way, we have preview classes if you'd like to come and have a look. Information will be in this video so you can find out where to go and see when they're on. But you can test it or you can just sign right up. My advice, take the course because it will change your career. Change mine. Look forward to seeing you on the course.